do y'all think that the white folks at the board meeting thought that Parker was just full white, not black? Like, Parker looked like she black, right? She wasn't passing, right? Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Y'all know at my channel we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows. It's Tuesday night, so of course we are talking Owns Queen Sugar. This is season 7, episode 11. We Can Be was the title. Y'all, before we get into anything, I do really appreciate it when y'all click that thumbs up button. Help the algorithms over here, okay? I appreciate it. Also, thank you for those who continue to subscribe. Once you do subscribe, drop your name down in the comments. Give me a shout out and I'll say hi back. Also, share the video if you are enjoying the content. And like I said, comment. Let me know what y'all thought of the episode as well. Also, comment down below with your holiday gift giving ideas. If you are a subscriber and you follow my videos, you know that we are trying to share holiday gift giving ideas over here. So if I have any ideas, I will share them. If you guys have any ideas, you know, drop it in the comments below and I can share them on the next video I do upload. Right now, I don't have any gift giving ideas. I know I saw some things in my emails. If I look back through, I would definitely share them on the next video. Anyway, let's get into this episode, y'all. It was very interesting episode, right? It was like kind of a corner change, you know. We got somewhere. So the episode opens up with, you know, Imani, she went up to Seattle to see Betty, Parker's mama, right? Because she needed Betty to come and get everybody straight, right? So Imani was doing her best acting, and she had her eyes bugged out, looking serious. She's like, I need you, Betty. Betty, we need you down here. So anyway, Betty's like, is that you, Vi? Is that you, girl? And she's like, yes, girl. We in trouble down in St. Joe. We need your help, girl. Come on through. So, you know, she invited Hollywood and Vi in, and she's saying, you know, I haven't even been down there so long. You know, I was kind of ran out, and you know, with me and Sam, you know, we were dating and stuff, and we were supposed to run away together, and you and Ernest helped us, you know, get to the next parish, and we got married, and we were going to, you know, we were so in love, we thought we would change the world, and then when we were going to run away together, he came with a fistful of money, and I had my bags packed, and he basically paid for Betty to go away, okay? And I believe at this time she was already pregnant with Parker. So anyway, you know, they thought they were gonna be young and love, be this interracial couple, break the mold down in St. Joe. But Sam was about that money. He didn't want to lose because his dad threatened to cut him off if he continued to be with Betty, and so he chose the money over Betty, of course. And so, and Vi said one thing about Sam, you know, he hasn't changed. He still, you know, is all about the money. He didn't change. So, you know, and Vi let her know that what the land users are trying to do, bulldoze the land and, you know, sell off the Borderlands land, everything they got planned. Hollywood let her know, you know, we've been looking for you forever, girl. So, Betty wasn't really trying to come through like that. She's like, I haven't been there in years. She was like, girl, if I didn't have other things I needed to handle, like, I wouldn't be going. As much as I love you guys, but like, I got other things I need to handle. Like Parker, you know, this is not even like her. You know, she was saying how Parker, her name is Imani, right? And I think that's the name she told Billy in the store. So Parker's real name is Imani. She's like, I don't even know where she got that Parker from. I don't even know what she doing out here. She tripping. She was like, yeah, she changed her name to Parker, or decided to start using Parker because her, you know, Sam convinced her that she wouldn't get into Walden, or whatever school is, if she didn't change her name. And she has become this whole new, you know, money hungry person. And I got to get her straight, girl. And so Bob's like, we're gonna be here right with you, you know, helping you, girl. So then we see Micah. He's packing to go to New York. I guess Ralph Angel's going to take him to the airport. You know, Ralph Angel's like, okay, where you about to stay? You know, when you get up there, he said he has a apartment or a loft that his mom has in New York that he'll be staying at. And he's trying to, you know, restart his career in this NFT game. And he's kind of not sounding excited about it. Ralph Angel was like, oh, like, what's the problem? And he said because of what happened previously, you know, with the scammer. He didn't want to, he's kind of scared to get back out there. And Ralph Angel's like, you never know, you know, unless you try, basically. Ralph Angel wants to talk to Micah because he can't get the image of the Chase situation out of his head. He can't stop thinking about it. Micah said he can't either. And he feels like he can't talk to Darla about it. And because he's bringing up the past to her if he continues to talk to her about it. And she's not really trying to hear it, and he doesn't know what to do. He feels like he wants to still hurt Chase, and that's just how he feels. And Micah was like, if you do that, then, you know, all the people who love you won't get to see you anymore. It wouldn't be worth it. He's like, I know, but that's just how I feel, and I hate feeling this way. And Micah was like, you know, I know Darla has her pain, but your pain is important too. Like, you need to go ahead and talk to her about it. I just need to adjust that, y'all. So anyway, Micah encourages Ralph Angel to basically talk to Darla about what you're feeling, dude. So then we see Ralph Angel's getting all dressed and ready, him and Darla, to go to that what is it, the USDA meeting that they're having with the loan company and the USDA board and the Senate lady. So anyway, Ralph Angel's trying to practice his speech in front of the mirror, and he was like, oh, maybe somebody else should give this speech. Darla was like, no, you got this, you got to do it. You know, you're representing your family, you're representing Blue, you're representing your daddy, like, you got this. So he begins to kind of talking about the whole Chase thing and Blue, and he's like, I can't get this out of my head. Like, how do we know this is really a done deal? And Darla's like, we got the paperwork and it's all good. He's like, don't you want to make him pay for this? And she's like, you know, we got it squared away. You don't have to worry about it. He's like, don't you worry about Blue being in the same city as him. Like, what if he finds Blue? What if he wants a relationship with Blue? She's like, he already said he doesn't want anything to do with him. And Blue is fine there. And so Ralph Angel was like, doesn't that bother you that he said that he don't want nothing to do with our son? And then Darla's like, no, Ralph Angel, like, you can't have it both ways. Like, you can't want him to do something with the son, and you're gonna be mad if he want to see Blue, but then you mad that he don't want to see Blue. And so then Ralph Angel's like, you know what, like, kind of like, whatever, forget it, basically. And then Darla was like, no, you start something, you know, you need to finish it. And so he was like, no, forget it. So then Darla looking irritated, like, basically Darla's irritated that Ralph Angel's bringing this up. Ralph Angel was speaking facts to me the whole episode, sorry. So anyway, then we do see Ralph Angel get down to the meeting, right? And it's him and Prosper and Billy and Darla. So we see the white guy, the loan officer. I forgot his name, y'all. Was it Reggie or something? I don't know. Anyway, we see him come, and he's like, I try to help you people, but y'all don't want to leave well and left alone. And we gonna see what they say at the meeting. So then he went in and hugged his buddy that's on the board of their USDA, right? Of course, this pisses Ralph Angel off. And Ralph Angel's like, see, they got their own little club. And so Prosper can see the way Ralph Angel is moving. So Prosper's like, let me talk to you, young blood. Let me talk to you. He's like, can I have a word? So Ralph Angel's like, okay, what's up? So Prosper said, forget them white people. He said, you are here representing the family. You are carrying on the legacy of your dad. You don't need to worry about them. You need to worry about what you're doing. He's like, say what your father would say. Like, use your father's energy and power. Okay, basically. And Prosper told him right, because Ralph Angel was caught up in wrong things. Okay, and we understand why he was, but Prosper definitely gave him some good fatherly advice in that moment, in my opinion. So they get into the meeting, y'all. And they played the recording where Mr. Miller, I think that was his name, was up there saying how, you know, sometimes they just, you know, do little pay people off. You know, you can put a little extra on the side, and he's sliding the loan papers on through. So then, you know, they asked him what else did he have to say. And so Ralph Angel began to say how the Landrys are backed up for all this time. They haven't paid their bills since like 2013. And they're getting away with it. But meanwhile, Miss Bertina was only late like 90 days, and she got evicted, and this is not right. And they have all these records of loan papers, how this is happening to everybody. It's not a coincidence. Anyway, then Loan officer was like, oh, well, you know, the Landrys, this and that, and plus the 2013. Let me see, that was back when you were incarcerated anyway, right? And so I'm like, first of all, sir, what do 2013 have to do with right now? Like, what? Why are you bringing up his incarceration? Like, every time Ralph Angel want to try to do something good, here y'all talking about when he was locked up. Like, dang, let Ralph Angel live, y'all. Let him live. So anyway, Ralph Angel's like, yep, I did some time. I messed up. I got out. I got to work. I started working hard. I started doing good things. Like, that's not what defines me, basically. And so the guy was like, okay, like, we gonna look this over. But, like, basically he seemed like he didn't care about it. He was unbothered. Like, we'll still, you know, wait till we might look at this at the next meeting, whatever. He wasn't caring about pushing the issue. So then the Senate lady said, oh, no, excuse me. We about to look through all of the Landry's loan paperwork. We're about to look at all the files that were presented. I'm going to go through this with a fine-tooth comb, and we're going to revisit this at the next meeting. We are not letting it go. And the Senate lady was black, like us over here, okay? I said, yes. And Ralph Angel just looked so relieved. And I was like, yes. The one who had the most powerful voice in the room was for us, and one of us. That was amazing. Loved it. So then we see, let's get to Micah and just wrap his whole little storyline up, y'all. So Micah went down to New York, and he's at this restaurant. This lady comes up to him and says, oh, you know, she was talking to him about something. I don't remember what she said, y'all. So anyway, and so then he was like, excuse me, like, I know you. And so I think she was talking about one of the NFTs or something. And so she was like, I'm Ray. And then he was like, oh, Ray? Like, I wasn't expecting, you know, to you to be who you are. I thought you would be an old white man. She's like, yeah, I know, but, you know, I decided, she's especially explaining how she got into the NFT game. She feels like the young people's voices are the future. They're the ones that matter. Also, she said, you know, Charlie, is an inspiration to her. They sat on the board, or some panel at Harvard together, right? So anyway, she was like, you know, asking Micah basically about his whole vision, and he was saying how, you know, picking up a camera really helped him figure out who he was, and he was explaining, you know, what his photography meant to him and how he wants to create his own, you know, his own lane, push the narrative and all that. And she was like, wow, I love it, you know, the idealist. She's like, but, you know, we're not going to just get by on dreams. You know, I need to see your, you know, your portfolio. I need to see your business plan. I need to see what's up. And so he's like, almost definitely. And so they really connected, and they got some kind of little appetizers, y'all. So then anyway, she took him to this like club. She's like, it's not the most like hippest up and coming club in town, but it's really, really good. They had like art there. It was like different type of black people there. It's really cool people there. They had some vegan soul food, y'all. Let me just give y'all a little disclaimer about vegan soul food. Okay. Hats off to Tabitha Brown and all them. However, you not going to convince me today that cauliflower is mac and cheese. No. It's a texture thing for me. I ain't tasted no cauliflower mac and cheese yet. That tastes like just like mac and cheese to me. And you not fooling me. A buffalo cauliflower is not a piece of chicken. It's not. Okay? Great, we eating vegan, we getting healthy, we making our soul food vegan, we trying to keep us alive. Stop eating all the sugars and the salts of it all. I feel it. I'm with it. I'll try some stuff, but I'm just letting y'all know. You're not convincing me that a vegetable is a mac and cheese and a piece of chicken. You're not doing it over here. Anyway, she was like, I should have took you down to the vegan soul food. And so they met up with this other person named Blaze. And they are also, you know, an innovator, trailblazer. Micah congratulated them. And Blaze said, you know, I saw some of your work. And Mike was like, oh, you know, the one I did about my mom, like, that's not a good representation of me. Like, please disregard that. They were like, yeah. Blaze was like, yeah, that wasn't a good look. Don't be doing places like that. But she was, but Blaze, they were like, I'm trying to get the pronouns right. They said, you know, everything you did after that, especially after the hurricane relief and showing all the humanity, and there was another word she used into that, was amazing. And Micah's pictures are great. So anyway, they want to eat the vegan soul food, and they was done. So, okay, so then we get back to, let's see, Nova was talking to Billy, and Billy asked was Dominic going to join them, and Nova said no. He was helping one of his students with a thesis paper. I'm like, irrelevant. Anyway, I guess we done with Dominic, y'all. I guess we done with him. Anywho, so, excuse me, then Nova said, he apologized, since Billy was asking, did he apologize or not, girl? Nova said, yes, he apologized profusely. I said I would open up more, and we're going to continue to try to work on things. And she said, she's still trying to get over the whole thing and deal with it. She's like, we've been together a year. I said, it's been a year? I guess it has, though, right? So anyway, she said, we've been together a year, and all this time I thought I was really doing my best to open up, and now it's seeming like I really wasn't. And I'm like, no, but you was trying, girl. Like, give yourself some more credit. Like I said, you shouldn't have even, girl, you shouldn't even mention none of that stuff to him, girl. You should have just said, I did nothing while you was gone, Dominic. Nothing at all. So anyway, Billy explained how, cause y'all know Billy real woke and new now. All of a sudden, she got her life together. So I ain't mad at you, Billy girl. So she said, after Dad's wedding, me and Vince reconnected, girl. So good. I got down on one knee and proposed, girl. So then Nova's like, she's so happy for them. She said, I'm gonna do a little blessing prayer for you, girl. I'm gonna go get it from Aunt Martha, and she did it for my parents, and they got back together, girl. We gonna bless y'all reconnecting over there. Okay, so so Nova went down at Aunt Martha's house, right? And when Miss Pearl was sweeping on the porch, I said, Aunt Martha ain't there. She gone. She did. I knew it. I felt it in my spirit, y'all, that Aunt Martha was gone. So Miss Pearl, Miss Pearl sweeping the porch. She, Nova got a planner in. She's like, where's Aunt Martha? You see Aunt Martha, girl? Miss Pearl was like, oh, you're Nova, huh? She's like, yeah, Aunt Martha passed a month ago. I was like, dang, a month ago? It always be them distant relatives been passed like a month ago or don't nobody know. Ain't that about nothing? But I feel like Nova be seeing Aunt Martha more, enough to know that Aunt Martha had passed a month ago. Like, dang, that sucks. I felt sorry for Nova in that moment because she needed that connection, and that's family, right? So, anywho, she went in the house and she's talking to Miss Pearl, and she's like, yeah, you look just regal like your Aunt Martha and your mom. I forgot the last name that they have, but she's like, you guys all have that regal look in your eyes and the way you carry yourselves. And she's like, oh, you know my mom? She's like, oh yeah, I knew Truth. Like, she was beautiful. And I guess Aunt Martha had left a book or something there for Nova to see, and Nova was saying, yeah, all this stuff I used to be connected to, I haven't been a part of lately. I feel so lost. And so Aunt Pearl gave Nova some time. She sat there and looked at the book that Aunt Martha left for her to look at. It had like plants and different memorabilia in it and things like that. So it was just like kind of their history and culture and the things that Nova was into was in that book. So, and I guess the same thing her mom and Aunt Martha were into. So, like that spiritual healing stuff. So, anyway, we then see Parker talking to her daddy, Sam, and she was saying, like, I don't know, like, everything we've been trying to do hasn't been working. Like, maybe we need to try a different tactic. Maybe we need to do something else. And so Sam was like, no, dominance is the only thing that's going to work with those people. They just don't leave well enough alone. I was like, how dare you sit up and say those people in front of your black daughter as if she is not black. Like, I was like, and you can tell Parker was feeling some type of way. And I'm like, girl, if you don't snap back into the black, girl, get it together. So, anywho, they're going to try to, finish with the project they're trying to do on the land. So then we get down to the Landry board meeting, right? And so they say, let's go ahead and make this vote. They're having a board meeting open to the public because of all the starts and stops of what they have going on with the building. So that's the type of meeting they have to have. And they have farmers there on the sidelines, right? Including Mr. Prosper. So Parker said, let's put this thing to vote, get this thing on the road. And so then Parker spoke up. Prosper piped up and said, oh, hold on, we just get comments from the public. So then she was like, oh, comments from the public. He's like, that's in the Hamilton bylaws. So she was like, okay, go ahead, sir, give it your best shot. Like, she didn't even take him seriously. So then Prosper ushered in Miss Betty and Vine Hollywood. I said, come through, Prosper, with the slam dunk. Betty said, hey, Parker. And so then Parker's like, Mama. Parker's face hit the floor. I said, pick it up, Parker. And so then she's like, what are you doing here? And she's like, I came to get you. And Betty calls Parker Imani because she's like, that's what I named you. That's what your name is. Parker, was like, why are you here? And she's like, I came because you are, doing all this foolishness. You trying to get rid of land. Like, this is not you. I know you're miserable. I'm miserable. You need to come home. Like, come on. And so then Parker was like, Mom, like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm the one that gives you your checks and your salary every month. So you need to, like, not even be tripping with me. And so then Sam was like, watch your mouth. And so she was like, no, you need to come on. And so then Betty was like, anyway, this land that Sam is trying to leverage to y'all, that is my land. We own that land together. Like, that is my land. And so everybody in the board looking like, what? But I'm not, okay, this is my thing. Do y'all think that the white folks at the board meeting thought that Parker was just full white, not black? Like, Parker looked like she black, right? She wasn't passing, right? Because I was like, why are they shocked? Because how they, like, where they think Parker got her blackness from? I don't know, but maybe they were shocked that she owned the land. I could see that part. Anyway, so Betty came through and with her paperwork. So then after the meeting, she showed Parker the marriage certificate, and so Parker's like, this don't mean nothing. And so then she was like, also we have the agreement that Sam had and his father that I would be getting monthly payments plus interest, one big lump sum, and land. And she said, the borderline father, I can't think of his name, Ernest, and Vi helped Betty come up with that agreement, right? Because remember, they were the ones dealing with Betty, helping her be in love with Sam and then fall out of love with Sam because he paid her off, right? So then Parker was like looking shocked, like, what? And so then Betty was like, come on now, you need to come on. Your name is Imani. That is what I named you. And you need to stop doing this. Like, this is not you. What are you doing? You trying to sell off the land that, we worked hard for. Our family has worked hard on for decades. Like, what is you doing? Like, girl, no, this is not like you. You about to come home. She's like, I live in Atlanta. Like, I don't care about this land. Like, I just want the money and you don't even care about this stuff. And so she was like, no, you need to, like, get it together. I don't even recognize you. And so she was like, it's Parker now. And she walked off. I was like, girl, bye. So anyway, Ralph Angel came home. He was like letting Darla know, like, invite cook a dinner. She wants to come by later. She wants to meet Miss Betty. So then Darla sitting there, look, y'all know how Darla getting her head off. So she's like, oh, I don't like this. I was trying to put this behind me, but it keeps coming up and, it's affecting you. So I guess we need to deal with it. And so Ralph Angel's whole thing is, I don't like how this is. And I think it's a good idea if Blue was to meet Chase. And so Darla's like, no way. He's too young. I don't want his idea of where he came from to be what happened to me. Now I get Darla's point on that. However, Ralph Angel said, when Charlie would come every summer, we knew that her mom, she had a different mom than us, but our parents would never explain it to us and never tell us about it, and that hurt all of us. Very, very good point, Ralph Angel. So Ralph Angel was like, I think we need to tell Blue and let him know it's better it comes from us than anybody else. Like, what if somebody there tells him before we can get to tell him? And so Darla started going off like, no, Ralph Angel, we not doing this. Like, you are out of line. You doing too much. We are not doing this. I don't agree. She's like, he is too young. He is only 11. He's not you. Like, he doesn't need to know it. And so Ralph Angel was like, no, like he does. I completely agree with Ralph Angel. And y'all let me know in the comments Do you agree with Rob Angel or do you agree with Darla as far as letting Blue know the truth about who his real dad is? Darla did say, he already knows that you're not his real dad. We don't need to continue to let him know the rest. I agree with Ralph Angel because if you tell him now, kids are resilient. So he could handle it actually better now than he could when he's older. Because if you wait till he's like 18, 15, 16, when we start developing feelings, we start getting, more emotions, we get hurt about things, he's going to resent them more when he gets older versus now he's a kid. Kids are resilient. Kids let things go way easier than adults do. So in my opinion, Blue can handle it. He's very, very mature. It's best if he knows now. He's not going to see his mom any different. I don't think he would see his life any different. He's still going to consider Ralph Angel his dad. He might want to have a relationship with Chase as well. And maybe that's Darla's fear. I don't know. I can see Darla's point too. But I think it's better to tell Blue now versus not. And then he finds out later he's going to feel more hurt by his parents and blindsided by Ralph Angel and Darla. So in my opinion, tell Blue now before it becomes worse. It's like kids who find out they're adopted way after they're 18. Like those people be hurt. Versus when you tell them as a kid, they're not as hurt. Is what I think. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. Like I said, let me know what y'all think in the comments. So then we do see Nova and Billy at the bar. Y'all still go to that same old little juke joint bar. And so Nova's just feeling disconnected from the things she used to do, her chants, her prayers, her little sage and all that. And she said, I've been so caught up with Dominic in the book. I've lost sight of all those things that Aunt Martha taught me. And I just don't know how I got here. I feel disconnected from everything. And Billy was asking her, does she still have I guess Billy used to have feelings about people or maybe intuitions and some kind of connections. And so Nova said she hasn't had them or felt them in a long time. And her mom used to do it as well. So I was like, don't let me know Nova was that so Raven before we knew it. So anyway, Billy was like, you know what? It's not too late. Why don't you just start back doing it now? It's not too late to reconnect to all those things. She's like, just, do it now. So now Billy's giving, Nova good advice. So then Parker come down to the bar, y'all, and she trying to drink her dreams away, her sorrows and her past away, y'all. So Billy was like, oh, that was me a year ago, girl. When I came back, I was at the bar trying to drink the past away too, girl. So then Nova was like, ugh, what's she doing here? Billy was like, we should invite her over here to drink. Nova was like, girl, no. And so Billy went to go sit by her. They ordered 2 shots of whiskey. And so Parker's still trying to be up, and he's talking about, I would order a martini. I don't think they make them here. And so Billy was like, you'd be surprised, girl. And so she said, basically, she tried to get Parker advice. Parker asked her, did she ever call that band? She's like, yeah, now we getting married. And she's like, oh, based off of what I said. Parker, stop taking the credit, girl, by Imani. So anyway, Billy said, we both tried to run away from here, run away from our past. She's like, I was ran off here, so is you and your mom. But did you ever ask your mom, why, what happened? And so she's like, I would try to, talk to her, but she would shut down. She wouldn't talk to me about it. She's like, well, your mom came all the way here now. So basically you need to figure out what happened to move forward, figure out your past, get it straight to move forward. But Billy was saying that's what she basically did, right? So then we get down to Aunt Vi's house for the dinner. Ralph Angel didn't bring Darla because he said True was fussing and Darla stayed home with the baby. I don't know. Was he just mad at Darla and maybe he left her there? I don't know. So anyway, they go sit down for dinner and Betty's talking to the family. And so Betty, meets Ralph Angel and she's like, wow, everything you're doing is so amazing. Your dad would be so proud to keep up the good work. And so before that, let me backtrack before I forget. We saw Aunt Vi and Miss Betty sitting in Vi's pies and they were just talking and Vi's telling, I know you made the best decision you thought that was for you and your family. Because basically, Betty took the money and the deal and her daughter and she left. And Betty's just feeling like, I lost my daughter and I don't know what I'm doing now. Like, this is really sad. I don't even know who she is. And I thought I was making the right decision back then. I should have fought. I should have did this. And Vi was like, from a person who has raised a kid and had to let them go. And I know I'm not a mother, but I understand, like, it will all work out. So then Sam came in. So then Vi was like, Sam, we don't want you here. You can go. And so then Betty was like, nah, girl, I got this. So Sam came with the deed to the property and handed it over to Betty. He's like, I wanted to get this to you. Like, I can't afford to have it go out in the public. So basically, he's still trying to keep Betty a secret. But I'm like, did they have to know the people? Well, they did run off and get married. I don't know. Anyway, he's still keeping you a secret, Betty girl. Ain't that a mess? And so she was like, it's a shame after all these years, you're still being the same like this. And he was like, oh, you're still taking my breath away. She was like, stop it. I'm like, yes, Sam, stop it. And so he was like, don't you ever wonder what could have been? She was like, yeah, I do. Like, we could have changed this whole dynamic down here. We could have fought together. Our daughter's life would have been different. We could have showed them, true change. They could have been trailblazers in the community with this interracial relationship and broke down barriers and things like that. But he was a coward and he ran. And he's like, yeah, I wish. She's like, you weren't, didn't have the courage back then. And he's like, I wish I would have, been stronger then and now, because now he's still hiding it. And so he left. He wanted to kiss her, but, Betty wasn't going to go with that, y'all. So then, like I said, back at Vi's house, right, everybody's sitting around talking, and Betty gave Rob Angel the deed to the land, and she said, whatever you want to do with this land, just do it. Great. And he's like, oh, is this for the co-op? She's like, I don't care what you do with it. You can sell it and get your land back from the Landrys. You can do whatever you want with it. She's like, just, make it great, continue to do good work. He was like, man, after we lost the farm, everything's been bad. He's like, thank you, was not enough. He hugged it out with her. And then they're all sitting down talking, and I guess Vi and Betty were like 10, and Ernest and Prosper were like 17, and they would try to follow them around and see what music they were listening to. And Betty had the biggest crush on Prosper, and Vi was like, all the girls did around town. And then Betty was like, oh, by the time I got of age, Ernest was already with True, and I was already, having Sam coming around me and all that. And so she was like, don't you ever wonder what could have been, though? And so Vi's like, nah, we can't be doing that. And then she told her friend, I could have been your mama, boy. I said, Betty, you don't stop it. Girl, no, you wasn't going to be that boy's mom. Anyway, then we see Nova, Billy, and Imani, a.k.a. Parker, come down to the door. So everybody looking like, ooh, child. And so then Parker came, basically apologized to her mom. She said, I didn't know the whole story. Parker didn't know, Imani didn't know that her dad and her grandpa basically paid her off to, go away, never come back with the money and the daughter and all that. Keep the secret of, the black shame and all that. That's why I'm like, do they not know that well, Sam's family gotta know that that girl is black. But maybe the people on the board didn't know. I don't know. Anyway, Parker was definitely giving us tragic mulatto, but hopefully, she finna get it together, y'all. So anyway, she's like, I'm sorry, mama. And then she was like, why didn't you tell me? And so then Betty was like, I didn't want you to feel bad or feel ashamed of where you came from. I didn't want that on you, so that's why I never said anything. And so then Parker kind of looked upset, and she's gonna leave, and then Nova kind of stopped her, and then and Vi was like, why don't you come and sit down here, Parker? And she said very casually, like, girl, come sit down, we got all this food, like, come on. And so then Betty was like, please, like, we want you to, honey, like, come on, sit down. And so then Imani was looking around like, I don't know. And then Ralph Angel kind of looked at her like I'm okay with you, like I'm gonna at peace with you look, but I don't trust you look. And so then she came and sat down with her mom. They had an enduring moment. Everybody sat down. Billy and Nova sat down at the table, and they all were talking and laughing. And that was the end of the episode, y'all. Like I said, it was a pretty good episode. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Drop your holiday gift giving ideas if you have any. Also, I didn't see the preview for next week, y'all. Was there a trailer for next week? We got like 3 or 4 more episodes to go. Anyway, like I said, let me know what y'all think of the episode in the comments, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.